Hello and welcome to Gregory Terrace Week. Today, we travel back to 2016, round 9, where Gregory Terrace hosts Nudgee College for the Battle of the Colours. My name is Michael Chettle, and joining me, once again, Nick Darvanese. Darvo, this is a real treat for any GPS rugby watcher.
One match that every GPS rugby supporter will be hanging out for. They mark on the calendar as soon as it comes out every single year. Of course, legend claims that when the St. Joseph's College campus split into two back in 1891, the original in Gregory Terrace, the other in Nudgee, neither side could decide who would keep the St. Joseph's sporting colours. As the two stubborn schools clashed, it was decided there was only one way to decide: a winner-takes-all rugby match, and the rivalry sprouted from there.
Wow, well, there we go, Nick Darvanese. If you don't get pumped up watching that kind of footage, I don't know who doesn't. That's sensational. The Battle of the Colours, big one.
Oh, huge one back in 1891, a historic rivalry, and this 2016 clash, one of the greatest in that entire run. Of course, round 9, 2016, our clash today, a huge one in the context of this premiership, where any one of 4 schools could lay their hands on the GPS trophy. Of course, our opponents today, Gregory Terrace and Nudgee College, both vying for their chance to lift the trophy to get 12 points, as long as this result over at State High between State High and the Southport School goes to plan.
Well, that's an interesting one. Whose plan we're talking about? So tight this whole competition. So here's Terrace. Got Oliver Macklin, Harry Bergen and Josh Nasser in the front row. Ed Painter and Harry Wilson, we know that name now from the Queensland Reds. Tom Kelly, Seamus Tweedy and Harry Webster at number 8. Sam Kirk and Isaac Lucas, very talented, from a very talented family, Isaac Lucas. Johnson Olodi and Will Eadie, the try-scoring genius. Bailey Ralston, Hoani Ford-Stevens and Byron Ralston at fullback there.
A very talented Gregory Terrace team, equally so at Nudgee College, where Lachlan Campbell, Joe Cotton and Blake Shoup make up the front row. In the second, Tom Jeffries and Josh Delacourt. In the back row, Ethan Bullimore, Brody Woodward and Joseph Small. In the halves, Phoenix Hunt partners Augustus Rangahuna, the skipper for Nudgee College. On the wings, Tyrell Douglas Denduck and Ryan Shepherd. With Willie Malala, the fullback, and in the centres, TJ Menny and the Melbourne Rebels, Samisi Tupou. A dangerous looking backline for Nudgee College.
Well, plenty of names there, as we know, in 2020. A lot of names there, and again, we always talk about this. What a great playground these young blokes have come through, and now we see many of these players either playing Super Rugby or another code.
I'll tell you what, for a lot of these players, they go on to great things in future, sure. But this match here, the Battle of the Colours, this is really the greatest stage they'll play for a number of years until you get to those Super Rugby finals, those World Cups. This is the best it gets. And I'll tell you what, for the last 30 years, up to this point, 2016, the rivalry had been going one way. It had been Nudgee College victorious in 25 of the last 30 matches, with only 3 results going to Gregory Terrace. So a famous rivalry that was threatening to tip overwhelmingly towards Nudgee College, and this match, a famous one, swings it all right back.
Well, when you think about that, yeah, it is very lopsided. So Terrace coming into this game, you've got some really big names we know now. The likes of Isaac Lucas, Harry Wilson, plenty of big names, big boys. Hawani Ford-Stevens, who is very, very big in the first 15 rugby over a number of years. So I reckon if they thought they were a chance, this year was the year.
Yeah, Gregory Terrace really did believe they had their chance. Yeah, I think Nudgee College came in the full-strength team. Terrace missing only the one player in their winger, Jordan Rogers, but pretty much full strength. They really would have thought this is their golden chance. Of course, an area of concern. Terrace have lost their opening match of the season to State High in the pouring rain, and maybe it didn't suit their free-flowing, counter-attacking game plan. Of course, this game in the wet as well.
And let's look back at the last week's game, round 8, 2016, and you're right, Darvo, the free-flowing nature of the Terrace team. You'll be interested to watch just some try-scoring ability from Will Eadie on the right-hand wing with some great service by Isaac Lucas.
Yeah, and you'll see all through this match. Of course, Terrace getting off to a pretty handy win over BBC, a team that Nudgee had taken all the way to the finish line and lost. Terrace really flexing some muscles. George Gregan on the other rugby show through this year said, this is a dangerous counter-attacking team, kicked them at their peril. And it's because these dynamic backs, led by their outgoing fly half Isaac Lucas, really could make teams pay.
Just has short hands to her, big bodies going in motion. and Byron Ralston there, you don't want to see a big rampaging second rower come running at you at 100 miles an hour.
Of course, we talk about all these super rugby players. When on Byron Ralston hasn't gone the way of the Queensland Reds, he's actually playing for the Western Force this year. As we just see the ability to pluck some magic out of nowhere, it's Harry Wilson offloading and Will Eadie again. A danger man. Nudgee College will want to mark up very carefully on Will Eadie. Scored 13 tries through the course of 2016. That's got him in the top 5 of all time, we believe. Or at least as our research confirmed to this point.
So BBC there, and again we go back to how tight this competition is. And BBC weren't any mugs, but they unfortunately came against a red-hot Terrace team.
Yeah, BBC had lost just 3 matches at this point, all against teams that are in that sort of headed for the top 4 of the competition. Some beautiful work from Heine Ford-Stevens. The rugby league and basketball background made him a very effective distributor from short range. You see this large Terrace Old Boys crowd. They came out to support their team every single week because they knew they were watching something special. Perhaps the best Terrace team since their last premiership in 2004.
Long time ago, but you can see the Terrace boy. So in the context of this game, Darvo, when we're looking at the table before, Terrace have got both teams so tight in that table. So we do talk about there's other games going on in the background there, but of Terrace and Nudgee in the context. What happens in this one? Who wins this one, and who? What does it mean in the context of the competition?
Oh, well, it's huge. I mean, you cannot dispute how big it is. We see the Terrace team making their way out. We said the rivalry swinging all the way in Nudgee's favour, but the last 3 matchups, you just get the sense it was building towards a Terrace comeback.
We see the Terrace team getting led out by Bailey Ralston. Fantastic having a camera right up there in the tunnel there. Darvo makes you feel like you're actually there. And you just imagine the emotions flowing through these Gregory Terrace players onto their home turf. For many of these boys, seniors, their final ever match in the GPS rugby competition
against the old rivals, looking to accomplish something brilliant. They had a fair chance, if results went their way, to stake their first premiership since 2004. And of course, the history there with Ben Lucas, the fly half in 2004. Isaac, the youngest of the four Lucas brothers, in 2016, looking to perform the same feat again.
So Nudgee running from right to left.
In miserable conditions, it had been raining. You see the umbrellas all around the grounds, and you see the car park as well. Thousands flocked to Tennyson for what could be one of the great Nudgee Terrace clashes.
So Augustus Rangahuna, kick off, goes to the right-hand side. Just outside the 20, well-weighted kick, missed tackle unfortunately.
Josh Nasser, the future Queensland Reds tight head prop.
Ball goes up in the air, plenty of work to do. Ball hits the deck, unfortunately there for Nudgee. Oh, up there and it's like volleyball. That man again, Tom Jeffries, he was good last week.
Yeah, Nudgee College, a devastating loss in final play. Jordan Pataya, as Rangahuna put some footwork on. Yeah, Nudgee lost in the final play last week. They actually lost of several matches through the course of this year, decided by 5 points or less.
So Willie Malala coming in from fullback, getting hands on the ball very early, but referee Hoffman comes right back to infringement offside.
And what I meant to say, Jets, the 5 matches of Nudgee's season at that point had been decided by 7 points or less, and in some cases, Nudgee had led by more and given up the big lead to finish tight in 2 of those matches going down. So you just knew if it was a tight match, Gregory Terrace really knew they were in with a shot.
Yeah, all right, let's...
So Rangahuna signalling to Andrew Scottney, the coach, on the sideline. Do I go for a line or conversion? Scottney, go for the line, son.
Of course, this Nudgee line out terrorised State High all match long.
Comes around the front. Hold the phone, Darbo. The blindside flag, a first try.
Has he got there? Ethan Bullimore, the Bronco. Well, the Reese Hewitt classic, peeling around the 5-metre channel from the line out. The bullocking future Brisbane Bronco edge forward. And it all looked way, way too easy.
Darbo, that's an old school move around the front. Get the lazy big prop forward hooker, lazy and Bullimore. Happy to take that one, 5-0.
We were talking earlier, Reese Hewitt, the Nudgee College captain from the year before, scored around 30 tries in his 3 seasons in the first 15, and I reckon a great number of those were from that exact same move. Just too big, too fast, too strong. Nathan Bullimore. Well, the apple hasn't fallen from that tree. Far from that tree, I should say. As Rangahuna had a brilliant kicking game last week against State High. Practically perfect.
Rangahuna there. Just hits the crossbar, unfortunately, the uprights.
What a great camera angle there as well, taking you right onto the field. A roaming cameraman. You look at the size of the Nudgee crowd. That's absolutely outstanding. Braving conditions.
The kickoff goes a little bit outside the 22, perfectly weighted kick. Taken by Tupo. Just on the inside of the 22. Decides to run it out with Shoop.
You're outside.
The scrum was very strong last week, Nudgee scrum as well. Smaller front row, but technically sound.
Oh, a
Ralston
wobbly pass.
Passed out to Lucas. Lucas looks around, sees in front of him, gets around Meany, goes again. Lucas beats another tackle, but can't beat a third.
Keep going.
Sam Kirk, bit late to the party.
Ooh.
Goes down by Wilson. Wilson just dropping that ball cold.
A very short advantage.
That's a great kick.
Beautiful kick.
Getting right down near the 22-metre line.
On the pressure of Brian Ralston. Well, an obvious penalty given away by Samisi Tupou. The eagerness just to drop the shoulder, giving Terrace an easy exit when the pressure was really being ramped up on the year 11 fullback Byron Ralston.
Well, sandbag at the end there, Ralston, but the referee, we could hear the referee before talking about any thunder or lightning that happens, the weather.
And this is a great shot. Shows just how wet it is.
Captain.
And as a hooker, these are not fun conditions to throw in.
Bergen goes over the top, takes that well. Kirk out to Lucas. Lucas finds Harry Wilson with a right foot step, but met with a crunching tackle. Sorry, that was TJ Menny. Lucas shows and goes again.
Well, early signs from both fly halves here for Nudgee Rangahuna, for Terrace, Lucas. They're willing to chance their arm. Beautiful skill, Harry
Tom
Wilson.
Kelly to Wilson. That's it. Kirk with a right foot box kick, hits the dirt. Takes some time.
And the rain really pouring down now.
Oh, right under the ribs there for Shepherd. Filling out period of the game. 5-0 to Nudgee. Early try to Ethan Bullymore. Just going down that left-hand channel again there, Darbo. It looks like a bit of a plan this afternoon. Oh, the ball gets slipped
left it
out
behind.
by Kirk. So here we go. Phoenix Hunt starting.
And the Terrace captain, Bailey Rolson, up to the task of stopping him.
Hold your feet, Blue. Hold your feet.
Of course, our referee today, Rowan Hoffman. Vast Super Rugby experience. The former Portuguese international fly half.
How good's that on your resume? Portuguese fly half.
Up we go. Back we go.
Be any other, it'd be worse places in the world to be playing rugby, wouldn't it?
So the Cristiano Ronaldo of the Portuguese rugby team.
Oh, stop it. Bit of a dreary old Scotland, but here we go. Pick and drive. Here's the 22-metre line. Nudgee in this weather. This is forwards weather, but unfortunately ball goes down.
Kirk can't escape Phoenix Hunt. Oh, he does.
Ralston looking around. Contact by Tupou.
It's too much pressure.
This is that kind of old school rugby, Nick Darvanese, pick and drive. 8-man rugby.
Well, these are conditions for it, absolutely. But the conditions as well, playing into the hands. Nudgee's front row terrorised a very talented State High outfit last week.
Big scrum here, boys.
And a mostly unheralded front row. I mean, Josh Nasser, the tight head prop, really carrying the burden.
He'll come. It's fine.
Or Gregory Terrace.
I'll give you a tap. All right. Come this side.
Interesting to see Lachlan Campbell on the left-hand side against Josh Nasser. We saw Lachlan Campbell punched well above his weight last week
Up we go.
against Ala Amil.
A muscular
Good
frame.
Gap. Okay, good gap. I need both of you to square up and hold the gap, right? Hold the gap. Let's go.
Josh Nasser, he is a prop. The body of the prop is just...
Well, the son of a former Wallabies flanker and Brendan Nasser.
Crutch.
Who went to the World Cup.
Some people are just born to be a prop, and that's... There we go, Josh Nasser, nowhere else. Good scrum. Campbell coming in on Nasser, but Nasser staying strong. That's a good, strong front row. But again, Nudgee front row getting underneath
Big
Terrace.
shove.
Back.
Not a bad kick, not going to find touch, but he's going to buy some time with a slippery ball rolling around there.
So Malala doesn't know, just wants to go straight over the top of Ralston. Oh, Malala really wanted to show his dominance there, but the Terrace defence was all over him.
Well, a great result for Gregory Terrace. I mean, the long exit kick from Lucas backed up by a penalty. And they've gone nearly 80 metres in not a very long amount of time. There's this Nudgee sideline now. They want to raise the volume, raise the roof.
Harry Bergen with the throw. As the weather, you can see the rain coming down very heavy.
Well, you want to throw to two, don't you? Get Harry Webster, the future East Tiger, up. But no.
Tom Kelly goes, turns around. Oh, just gets ripped out. Was that
Rangahuna.
Rangahuna with a foot race down the sideline. Ralston looks around, sees one, sees two, rolls out of the tackle.
Hold. Back we go.
Great recovery from Terrace.
Right foot kick. Can't find the dirt. Shepherd try scorer last week. Finds Malala. Malala, left foot step, eats one. Goes red again. There's a sea of red, but not committing to that breakdown. tell you, for the weather conditions, Nick Darvanese, it's been sensational rugby.
A great level of skill on display.
Come all around, please. Onto your feet first before you go for the ball, 7. Got to come all the way around, please. Thank you. Hold on. He's got to come back through the gate. Shot. Captain, yep. Going for a shot, guys. Yeah, mate.
He's swinging himself around.
Mate, he's still hands on the ground as he's swinging himself around. Got to get to his feet.
Yeah, no, a simple choice for Rangahuna. Conditions dictate when you get a simple shot like this, an easy chance to get points on the board, you may as well have a crack at them. And landed an extremely difficult shot against State High the week before. 5 metres from the sideline, 45 back. Extraordinary shot. This is comfortably within his range.
So Rangahuna strikes.
The commentator's curse.
Well, you could actually hear, as soon as he hit that, you could hear him did not like it at all.
Well, the pressure may be getting to the boys at every level.
Stay behind red.
And that's what it does to these schoolboys that don't have a lot of life experience. This is as big as it gets. The pressure can be overwhelming when even the simplest of tasks can become difficult.
It's a wonky old kick. You can see that floating.
Well, here's the man you want it to go to.
Malala looking red, shows and goes. Beats Wilson. But can't beat Oliver Macklin.
Fantastic carry.
Bunt with some scrappy ball. He won't be happy with that. Ball's off the deck. That's a maul. Tom Jeffries. Like we said, like tackling a bag of hammers.
You've missed it. You're not entitled to go for it. Keep your hands off it.
So Seamus Tweedy again as a good open side flanker, just asking those questions of the referee. And as a good open side flanker as well, you do get penalised more times because you are asking those questions.
Exactly, you're pushing the issue, you're forcing the referee to take matters into his hands. And that's what you want to do, you want to challenge at all points.
Shoot just can't hit Jeffries. Comes into 22.
It's Edie, the speed king.
Presented well, ball comes back to the last feet. Isaac Lucas doesn't put much on that, just wants to hit the dirt. Here comes a flying hooker, Harry Bergen. That's sensational stuff.
Malala, the power of him getting rid of the number 8 Webster.
He just wants to go one way today, straight over the top. Quite in the middle, not rolling away.
With advantage.
Rangahuna finds Samisi Tupo.
New advantage. New advantage.
Phoenix Hunt just trying to find some runners around the right-hand side.
Time. 7, 7, 7. So that's 3 in a row now against your number 7. Your issue here this time is if you've tackled, fallen on the wrong side and you're hanging around, you've got to open up and get out of the way. Okay. You need to be very careful. Yeah. I'm playing here as well because you also need to get out of the way, all right? You guys aren't getting to your feet before you're attacking the ball. Okay. Yeah. That is a general warning now. Let them know, and then I'll play on from here.
Is it next step escalation?
If I have to.
Well,
hold there.
Ralston knows the wording, next step escalation. That's a good skipper. But again, 12 and a half minutes gone and 3 penalties in a row to the open side flanker. I find that a nice...
Well, I love the refereeing, not just sort of explaining where the issue is, but what they can do better as well. I mean, as a referee at schoolboy level, not just you enforcing the discipline, but you're teaching as well, you're educating. Often gets that balance right, more often than not.
And how do you go now, nearly 13 minutes in as a open side flanker, not pushing the envelope anymore, so it goes up the top, Delacourt.
You've already transferred the ball to the back before you started moving. Accidental obstruction, scrum.
So there you go, accidental obstruction.
The ruck and maul laws, Hoffman on top of it, Nudgee less so.
There's your mark.
And a golden opportunity goes begging for Nudgee. A cheap turnover.
Nice and square to start with, fellas. Nice and square.
Great attacking platform, wasted.
We saw that great scrum, the first scrum, and again, I'm a big fan of Lachlan Campbell. He got underneath of Josh Nasser. Let's watch this. The dark arts, as you call it, Darvo, of the scrum.
Set. Steady.
Yeah, Nasser popped.
Yeah. Now we're just bending his neck a little bit.
Yep, go, back you go.
Isaac Lucas puts the ball up, taken by Malala. Ball goes back. Bullocking run.
Yep, fine.
Kelly.
Pilfer.
Hold there.
So that was a great pilfer.
Yeah,
by
Tom Kelly played a fair bit of 7 through the course of this year. Swapped jerseys for this week. Putting Seamus Tweedy in that hot seat.
So Rangahoona.
Goosey from Rangahoona.
He beats two, can't beat his opposite. The two Queensland Reds. Future
Use.
Reds. Oh,
See.
that's a rib tickler by Nasser.
Yeah, Nasser, at this point of his career, scrummaging probably wasn't his strongest point. He was the thumping ball carrier and a weapon in defence, showing it there.
Lucas finds
Oh,
Wilson. Oh, under the ribs, Tom Kelly gets another rib tickler.
what about the offload from Harry Wilson in traffic? And the conversations around Wilson was he was trending to be the Sonny B. Williams type with that amazing ability to offload. But this could be something.
We'll see on the right-hand side, ball bounces up, the rugby ball, the bounce, Will Eadie, he'll score!
Terrace strike back. And look how fired up Will Eadie is. Bang! The space identified by Kirk. The chase strong by Eadie. And Shepherd, the Nudgee winger, just couldn't get there in time for the fastest man in GPS rugby.
Well, look at this stat for the 2016 season. 13 tries, Will Eadie.
Yeah, an exceptional strike rate against nearly everybody. Toowoomba Grammar, the only school to hold out Eadie this year. And Nudgee College feeling the brunt of his speed there. And look at this strong Terrace old boys crowd, they loved it. The danger man's crossing right in front of them. Brilliant heads-up play from Gregory Terrace, really making their mark to snatch back the lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, a bounce of a rugby ball in the wet weather kicks right up for Will Eadie. And when you're a try scorer, those balls just pop up.
Well, some great flashes of skill from Terrace. Yeah, the Harry Wilson offload before just soaked up the defensive numbers, brought them into line and created that one-on-one opportunity for Eadie in the backfield.
For those watching now, when you watch Harry Wilson play for the Reds, he still plays like that. And that's what I think is a really promising. Yeah, he might make a few mistakes here and there, but I'm really excited about a guy just playing what he knows.
Yeah, where Wilson at this point is grade 11 student, he just lacked the bulk a little bit, which to physically impose himself. That's one element to his game he's really added over his time at Brothers and in the NRC. And perhaps no surprise, you know, Australia's Super Rugby Player of the Year in 2020.
You're outside.
Isaac Lucas looks up, shows and goes. He's showing a fair bit of toe. He just wants to take them on, Isaac Lucas.
Woolamore taken by Wilson.
Hold there. Advantage is over.
Phoenix Hunt. Joe Small taking it up. Quite strong last week, Joe Small. A very tight number 8. Plays it very tight. Ball again goes off. Webster.
Well, the counter-attack, it's on.
Webster. That's a great run, but balls popping out left, right and centre. Wilson again, cut out ball to the try scorer, Eadie. Eadie in and away.
And I'll tell you what, that's why they're so dangerous in counter-attack. In one movement, the ball goes from the hands of Isaac Lucas to Harry Wilson to Will Eadie, and they can make you pay.
Nasser with a bludger of a run. Look at that. You've just called that perfectly, Davo. Just give him the ball and run straight.
Roll 10.
This is lovely wet weather rugby. Let's not go too far away.
You see the rain, don't you? Absolutely.
You can see a few metal tags in there too. A bit of old school. Get the 21 mils out. For those of you, that ball's out now. So
Woolamore.
Joe Cotton with a smashing hit.
And he was a real handful last week. He's one of the danger men for Nudgee. As Tyrell Douglas Dender can't clean it up.
Malala puts it on his toe. Ball goes down again. No one's criticising anyone today for dropping that ball,
Leave it
but
now. Hold.
just
Roll out.
trying to
Advantage is over now.
settle
Hold
things
there,
down.
please.
Well, you can just see the game plan.
Backwards.
Nudgee College really do want to keep the ball away from Terrace whenever possible.
Ball kicks up, ball goes down, up and down.
Easy.
Well, that little erratic part of play is just what this game's all about, the contact.
Yeah, neither team willing to, accommodate the weather at all. They're just going to
Not
keep
question
rolling
being
the
beaten
dice
there.
and back themselves
You
to
don't have enough
outscore
on
the
ball
opposition.
then, right? If you're not surviving, we play away from those ones. Here we go, boys. There's your mark.
There hasn't been much play down the Terrace's end of the field, attacking wise. 20 minutes gone again.
Well, for Gregory Terrace, they were the #1 attacking and defensive team in the competition in 2016. Nudgee College, the second best defensive and third best attacking team. So really evenly matched, high levels of skill. You can't blame them for really just having a crack at every opportunity.
So a bit of old school hooking there. Both hookers going for a chop of the ball. Rangahuna
Oh,
finds the
what a
winger.
pick-up.
Great pickup by Shepherd.
Fantastic skill in the wet from Ryan Shepherd.
Phoenix can't convince the referee. Here's the
Here's
man,
Tom
Jeffries. The bag of hammers.
The hulking second row, the younger brother of Nick Jeffries, former Melbourne Rebels _20. Well, Tom went down to join him, as we said last week, and North Melbourne Kangaroos. He signed on after this game as a ruckman. But gee, he was a footy player. He could really ball out. And from close range, that big body driving powerfully. Nudgee back into the lead on the back of the Tom Jeffries try.
I don't know what coach ever play. You always get a tall, crazy redhead in your team, and they've got one. And he is, like we saw last week and this week, a big, big body running hard. So
Yeah, and really the heart and soul of this Nudgee forward pack, Tom Jeffries. Just hands in everything. Just when you need that physical presence to stiffen up a defensive line or, charging that breakdown to secure a loose ball, he's your man. And he's really the weapon that allows these sparkling outside backs like Malala and Samisi Tupou to shine. Glad that he's getting on the score sheet now and getting some reward for his efforts.
Rangahuna
Well,
not having a great day with a boot
uncharacteristic. It's been inconsistent all year for Nudgee College and Rangahuna, but he was brilliant last week.
And you can actually
The
see,
radar deserting him a little bit now.
just see how important this game is. Wet weather and all the Nudgee men are standing in the rain. They don't care. Tupou.
Wow, what a carry from the outside centre, back on his feet.
That is a great carry. Gets right up near the halfway. Hunt wants to put Terrace back into their own half. Ralston looking around.
There's Jeffries backing up. Yeah, no, you can't
Get
do
your feet
that.
first, please. Get your feet.
Well, an ambitious attempt, certainly.
And that just takes that pressure now off Terrace to get back into the
Yeah, understand that.
to
If you're
Nudgee's
in the
half.
way. Right, I understand. Yeah, sure. I'll keep an eye on it for you.
Yep.
Well, neither side really getting any advantage on the penalty count. Rooted firmly into the Nudgee crowd.
Control it.
Gee, you want to have nerve to steal, wouldn't you? They're giving it to you.
Oh, but yeah, Nudgee come away with it. Ball goes down. Hunt just can't offload it.
Hold there.
Well, a great win by Tom Jeffries for the defence. Gregory Terrace marching them backwards.
So Wilson on Campbell. Good contest. Just trying to get himself. Oh, Isaac Lucas, like a thief in the night, puts on the right foot, picks up here again. The ball's everywhere. It should be offside there. Should be accidental offside, but no, referee says.
Offside.
Wow, Gregory Terrace in the blink of an eye advanced 40 metres up the field. That combination again, Lucas and Edie really putting Nudgee under pressure.
Well, there was three Nudgee bodies around there, and Will Eadie nearly came away with it as well.
see the presence of Tom Jeffries at the front of the line-out, making this a difficult proposition to win.
So Bergen with his side, his supporters now supporting him. Oh, sloppy play.
Gonna come back.
Cleaned up by Bullimore.
Use!
Not trying to move back there, Rangahuna.
No chase at all, but Rangahuna can't find touch again.
Finds Ralston. Ralston with a left foot step, trying to get it just on the other side of some rampaging forwards.
No, Blue, you're off your feet. Off your feet.
10 minutes to go just before half time. Looks like Ralston says, let's go for 3.
Take a shot.
But you can understand, Darvo, even in it's wet weather, the contact, even in dry weather, this contact, the tackling techniques of these young fellas are sensational.
Yeah, they're well drilled. I think the defensive cornerstone of any championship team, both of these teams in line to be that, are built on defensive course, and these are the best proponents of that skill in the GPS this year. Gregory Terrace conceded just 109 points all season to this point. Nudgee College is the next best team in the comp, 134 points conceded.
So here's another one hitting the post for a second time in the Australian match.
That's a great offload. There's many.
With the big fend on Ralston.
Nearly loses himself.
But the other Ralston comes through and says, don't you dare do that.
Well, Nudgee, the back line queuing out to the left now. Oh, Malala!
Willie Malala couldn't hold on to it, but
an offside penalty. A lucky break for Nudgee College, but he was looking where he was going. He was finding the space.
2-3, never made it back onside to start with.
And he forgot to catch the ball first.
Surely he can be a little bit looser there. He's called the hooker and the prop. Number 2 and 3, you're not back on side. That's a bit unfair for the...
Oh, the rules still apply to them, Michael Chettle. Don't you worry.
Not the front row, surely.
On the line, please, Red. On the line.
So Blake Shoup with the throw. This is where Terrace a few times haven't hit it. But now Nudgee want to hit the mark. No contest by Terrace. Ball goes down, unfortunately.
Clock on in the line out. Scrum, Red. We are outside. Line out was outside. Yeah, off your jump on it. Outside.
Well, neither side really able to grab ascendancy in this.
Hey, listen, let's both work with each other. Feet down until the ball goes in, okay?
Penalties, handling the game is just, it's in no man's land right now with just under 10 minutes to play in this first half. Round 9 of the 2016 GPS comp.
This might be the last time. This is the first and last for many years I've ever heard a referee warn both hookers for hooking.
Bring it out, guys. Come off, hey? Let's go. Over here.
Hooking before the ball's in, I think, yes.
No, it's all right. I think it's a bit of everybody, right? We're just, listen, when you guys are hitting, we're hitting and nudging on an angle, so let's keep it square, please.
I'll tell you what, the forwards are working hard, but no one's loving this more than the backs. Just a chance to recharge the batteries, relax, fix your hair. It's getting a bit wet there, you know, it's getting in your eyes. You've got to sweep it out of there.
Crouch. Bind.
Oh, the big boys go to work. And that rain just unrelenting.
Isaac Lucas just to crash ball to Ralston. Ralston just getting outside the 22. Jeffries comes over the top, bit high.
Just hold that mark there. 4. More accidental. You need to be careful, all right? Just control it, as I said to you before. That's the early charge down there before, and that's the second one. Yeah, mate, where you are.
Plenty of warnings going on this afternoon. Nothing yellow as yet, but you can only tell when the referee will just have a little bit A little bit enough. A bit of
Gus, let's keep him on the park, mate. Let's keep him on the park, eh?
Yeah,
Drop,
no one
drop.
wants to see a yellow card here.
Go again. You go. You go.
But ultimately, it's in the boys' hands.
Kirk to Lucas. Lucas
Oh,
offloads.
looking for the pass. It didn't present itself.
Kalani Ford Stevens. Wilfred Rangahuna. A turnover.
Oh, I don't know how he's come away with that.
Hunt finding Tupou. Oh, that's a hit and a half.
JJ Oyolodi. Oh, it's Denduck.
Dentuck. Here's Hunt. Hunt's got tackled by
And
Webster.
Nudgee showing the most life they've seen all match. Oh, and a knock on in the ruck.
Well, what about Ryan Shepherd chiming into the line? And Olodi.
JJ Oyolodi, the future Brothers player. I recall another crunching he put on in the Prem Colts Grand Final a few years later. You can really hit this boy. Gee, Ryan Shepherd could probably attest to that fact right now.
Just after Ryan Shepherd.
Yeah, mate. As he was clearing it at the back.
So let's have a look back when Nudgee and Terrace met in 2004. Very different back in those days there, Tavo.
Well, for Gregory Terrace, this was premiership number 10. Of course, they had the 5-peat in the 80s, but between then and now, this was the greatest Terrace team they'd seen. Of course, a great cast of names. You see Benny Lucas. I think that might be Benny Lucas scoring the try right there. A few other big names, Chipper Hansen, future Queensland Reds, Wallabies and Melbourne Rebels hooker. And playing prop in this 2004 team. And Benny McCormack as well, the coach of this 2016 side for Gregory Terrace. He's involved somewhere there as well. On this Terrace team. Oh, this could be a... Oh, what a belter of a try. Almost on the exact same spot as Will Eadie's. Of course, 2004, one of the worst seasons in memory for Nudgee College. There it is, 18-8.
The same trains there still too. I've moved for the last few years.
Well, it's been a long time between drinks. Since 2004, it's been consecutive defeats for Gregory Terrace from 05 all the way through to 2015.
So Brody Woodward just takes that ball on his side of the line out.
There you go. Undefeated premiership. That was the championship team we just saw.
They're allowed to have less numbers.
The Lucas name still synonymous.
So it starts off straight and then it curls off into the wind.
Got to go straight, mate. All the way through the tunnel. Appreciate it. Right, yeah, I get that. Yeah, what you're saying. But hey, listen. Now, right, go long, please. Stay off his shoulder.
Yeah.
I love that refereeing. I really do. And I think the boys respect Rowan Hoffman for it as well, you know.
Yeah, talking to him like men and talking like equals out there, it's great. You see that now.
Every player feels like they can be heard, they can say their piece, and if they're wrong, he'll tell them.
Both of you.
Less than 5 minutes to go. Nudgee ahead by 3.
So
In the pouring rain. You see Nudgee's head coach, Jared Alexander, if you left the screen. I feel like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars with the hood on. Maybe Bill Belichick, hoodie from the NFL. Well, it could be a critical period this time before half-time and the minutes immediately afterwards. Big scrum from Nudgee.
So see Kirk coming out the round. Oh, there was ribs open there by Ralston, but well presented by the young fullback. Kirk
Edie.
just realising that the ball,
Oh, it's going to go out in the full.
so it takes out the Back up right there. And
I'll tell you what, just in the nick of time for Nudge as well, because Edie was like a greyhound, herring down the field.
it's not the biggest in-goal area we've seen in rugby. Unfortunately, comes all the way back for a scrum. Surely someone knows where it was kicked from.
All the Terrace boys all reckon they know. Well, 2 minutes. The energy clearly sapped from these conditions. The ground heavy underfoot. These big forwards, that is exhausting work. Tough sledding. They're probably just looking towards getting into the change rooms.
The Phoenix Hunt. Yeah, the referee's had enough now.
Stay up, please.
He did speak a couple of times to both front rowers, and
Yeah, the expectation's absolutely crystal clear with Rowan Hoffman.
I was just watching both the front row's feet before. They're not slipping too much of the ground. That just goes testament how good this ground is. So obviously Hoffman looking at the binds, and that was the bind there he called before. Troop down the front. One of the try scorers today, Jeffries. Want to get some block plays going. Rangahuna. Bullimore. Isaac Lucas trying to bug the opposition 9. Rangahuna gets that ball back.
Hold there.
Scrum half is now the prop. The Tupou. Offload there, but unfortunately just could not hold. We're wrapped up.
Released out blue. And away. Hold there. No, from the side.
Tom Kelly wants to go, but says no. It's over red.
Barnage over.
Big right foot.
Beautiful kick.
That's
Isaac
a
Lucas.
sensational kick by Lucas.
Take a bow.
Shepherd looking around, makes no mistake for putting it out and restart all over again.
Oh, some great experience on show from Isaac Lucas, one of 3 Australian schoolboys in this team
Nice play.
for Gregory Terrace.
In this kind of game, as a forward, you're looking up and seeing your fly half kicking to space. That's exactly what you want. All comes off the top, goes off the knee. Out of the way, he says.
Joe Cotton, the future New South Wales Waratah, signed out of West Rugby Club. Nudgee hooker.
Well, here's Harry Bergen.
He's got some speed.
Bergen slides about 3 or 4 metres.
Well, all of a sudden, Kelly goes for, oh, that's hands in.
It just goes to Jeffries again. It just seems to be like a cake of soap at the moment. This is the last play you heard before. Rangahuna
Yeah.
It's outside.
just wants to find the touch and goes into the crowd.
Well, sweet relief for both sides, you have to think. There was a second there where Terrace probably thought, hey, we can land one last jab in before the break, but I think both teams will benefit from a chance to cool their heels, refresh, and actually re-examine how they want to play this game, because what's working right now, I think neither team has any clear advantage.
Well, even though it's a bludger of a day for this weather, the rugby has been very good. And I'd say most of the field position has been in Nudgee's favour, but Terrace's kicking game has been a lot stronger.
Yeah, just making it count. I'm going to go and have a look at the halftime show. Yeah, listen to this, Chet. Listen to this. This is your vintage, wasn't it, Chet? This was your vintage, wasn't it?
Yes. Bit of Phil Collins. Hold on. The boys are getting into it. Hope he doesn't get bombed coming off the off after this, and we'll have got the monkey on the field.
Here we go.
It's a trap when you play drums in the wet, Darby. You're going to drop your stick at one stage, maybe. Particularly in a gorilla suit, I'd imagine it wouldn't be that easy. Well, there's his mum there, clapping her hands.
Drop the mic.
Oh,
Did we hear the drum solo in there? I didn't pick it up.
he's not,
There you go.
he's not moving now. His rider says, no.
I'm done. It was a halftime show. Halftime's done. So am I.
Well, you've seen the Super Bowl. You've seen halftime.
Well, that's up there with Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, surely.
Oh, surely. Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
I'll tell you what, through all our footage of these halftime shows, we're going to see plenty of cracking mascot battles. It's always great when the Nudgee Polar Bear and the TSS Sharky go head to head.
And here we go. Enough
Almost
of
disappointing to be back.
the rugby has started again. Kick off by Terrace. And
There it is.
Phoenix Hunt trying to convince the referee. Rangahuna going high. Testing under the high ball, but Ralston, long, lanky
Good work, spinning out of two.
physique, yeah.
And you'll notice the rain for the first time has stopped. I just wonder whose hands this will play into.
So Isaac Lucas with a left foot kick
Oh,
that time. We've got a man
Terrace
down in the
player back
background.
in.
That's a great kick down. Trying to make Terrace
Beautiful.
running out.
Settler in the minutes after halftime. Yeah, I wonder if we start to see more some handling control in the second half with the rain finally mercifully slowing to a halt. So we're going back for the player in back play now. It looks like Tom Kelly, blindside flanker, slow to return.
So Harry Bergen to throw the ball in.
He had a rough time in the first half with that Tom Jeffries. Skillful opposition.
So Blake Shute, bit of a slow motion there in that line-out play. Resetting. Joe Small with a rumble through there.
And this looks better from Nudgee already. There's some organisation, some structure.
So Josh Nasser with a big strip.
Leave it now, Blue. Hold there, please. Hold there.
Well, the kicking boot of Sam Kirk getting a workout today. Oh, beautiful!
Well, Phoenix Hunt left that one right alone on the bounce of a rugby ball, as we always say. You can make an absolute mockery of you. Lucas with a right foot kick this time.
Well, the crossfield effort finds Malala.
Lala finding Shepherd. Shepherd coming through the middle. Shepherd, I imagine, had very sore ribs after the first half. Oh, taking the ankles.
Yeah. Not quite the Sayafanga grass cutter, but probably not too far from.
Mate, can't have them just throwing themselves at the ground without using their arms in the tackles, all right? I've given him a bit of a heads up about dangerous tackles. You need to be careful, all right? So you've got to go your arms as well. What are you after?
So Tom Kelly apologising completely, but obviously a few shoulder problems. It looks like he's got like on his left shoulder there a bit of a pad, or could be a lipoma.
Well, a chance here to bump the lead out to 6 points. And of course, the match that's on the back of everyone's minds at the moment over at State High, where they host the Southport Schools to determine who's going to take home that second slice of the premiership. They're currently ahead 12 points to 9. Another miss. Well, a horror show for Nudgee College from the boot. That's now 7 points left on the field. And Gregory Terrace crowd will be loving every one of those shots because they just keep them in with the chance.
Sam Kirk with a restart. It's not the greatest, but it's a real awkward one to take.
Hey, but effective. They'll take the line out on the 40. A chance to win the ball back immediately.
So the Sun just trying to break out here with a little bit of wind now. You can see, goes short to Jeffries. Neither team can really find their mark today with the lineouts, which is understandable. The Sun comes out. This is even worse now as a player. It's now hot.
On your feet, Blue.
So,
Hands off.
a nice push and shove. This is old school rugby.
Jeffries, what a workhorse he is. Just getting through a mountain of work.
Balls out.
But no easy carries. I mean, Nudgee got to work so hard to secure the ball every single carry.
Rangahuna can't.
Wilson, hold on. What's happening here?
Harry Wilson. The ball's going to come close to the try line. Will Wilson, sleek foot. Harry Wilson scores.
The year 11 second row and a snatch back the lead for Terrace. The
Whoa.
double kick ahead, the grubber, and the chase down. How about the speed? He's a second row forward.
Well, what about that slight little touch of the foot?
Yep. Are they allowed to
Well, Gregory Terrace, that's one to celebrate. Snatching back the lead, the Sun out, the momentum firmly back in their corner.
Didn't look good.
To try against the run of play.
I gave them a bit of a heads up, and they're better at it now. But
Well, what about that one? 12 points to 10 just after half time.
slippery conditions, mate. So.
I thought Harry Wilson might have dove on that ball with a few metres out, could have slid. But again, that's really tough to do as a big man like he is, and putting a little bit of a kick and diving on the ball. That could go any which way, but sensational rugby.
Falcon, potentially. Well, Sam Kirk for the goal kick to convert the Harry Wilson try. A cracker in round 9. And Willie Malala, the Nudgee fullback, looked to be all over it, but Wilson's that long boot. Well, second time off the post, that one goes in. Well, an exciting future for Harry Wilson. We know where he ends up for now, but where he goes from here in 2020, who knows? The sky is the absolute limit for rampaging number 8 prospect.
So, not the nicest kick in the world, but just gets on the sideline, unfortunately.
We're in touch, fellas.
Dancing down the left-hand side of the park, Harry Webster. You're never going to win that battle with this wet.
I think some very famous Wallabies to emerge from Gregory Terrace. You know, you think back to your Michael Liners from the 80s, that great run they had, but they have some modern players who come through, and your Digby Iwani, who went to Terrace in 2003, your Chiba Hansen from 2005, Liam Gill, the 2009 open side flanker, another Wallaby. Wilson, I think, a certainty to join that number, perhaps even later this year.
Liam Gill's a massive loss to Australian rugby, isn't he? He's one of the best. So we go back to the match. 2016, round 9.
Hold in front.
Rangahuna.
Okay, yes.
That just picks up again. In this international field. Internationals field, sorry.
Too much. Place it dead.
Tell you what, the groundkeeper out here this afternoon will be very unhappy with how it's going, but he's done really well. Little
Webster.
kick there for
Cheeky.
Webster. Great rugby by the young number 8. Will Kirk. Good on you, mate.
Good on you, Kirky.
Rangahuna just trying to look for the Ferrari. Willie Malala hasn't had much to do he had a few runs early, but that's it.
Taken back.
Ralston.
Taken back.
Oh, there you go. So he can't clear on the full.
Isaac Lucas just finds a kick, bounces up. Phoenix Hunt takes that well. Well, that's confidence coming out of your own 22-metre line and just chipping and chasing.
It's Edie, not a renowned kicker, but speed to burn. He's going to try that now.
Edie, he fends off one, dances round. He says, no, I won't be getting through you blokes.
Hold in front, Red.
Good defensive line by Nudgee, but
Poor kick. The Shepherd hunts for a hole.
Shepherd going through the line. Things are slowed down just a touch, bit more of an arm wrestle now. Nasser can't stick the tackle.
No hands
No halfback.
Rangahuna just putting that
Oh,
down.
that's an interesting kick.
That's a well-weighted kick just down to the left-hand side. And
He would have loved that to stay in the field of play as Terrace go quickly.
oh, Ralston gets, and he does get that. Nudgee player does get a touch on it. Well, certainly been 4 seasons in one day. So having a management meeting just where the ball's going to go.
All the umbrellas are still out, but only for shade.
Off the top, ref.
Not straight.
Just a little bit on the nose.
Line out or scrum? Scrum, look.
Well, here's an interesting opportunity for Nudgee College. They're probably 10 metres out, the entire length of the field on the right-hand side to play with. Terrace forwards committed to the scrum. A golden opportunity.
Watching Seamus Tweedy coming
All
on.
these strike weapons in the Nudgee backline. Hunt, Rangahuna, Tupou, Malala, Prince among them.
A strong scrum again by Nudgee. Rangahuna finding meaning. Inside ball, just can't hold on to it.
Oh, he did!
Wow.
Brilliant skill.
Malala looking for some work. Be hard to stop. 5 metres out.
As Gregory Terrace and Don't Their Old Boys crowd love it.
And look like Josh Nasser was on top of that ball. And it's great to see a big man like Josh Nasser getting all over the top of that ball. And
Well, certainly not alone in his efforts. I think there were probably 4 pairs of hands. They weren't letting that one go back with the Wolves knocking on their doorstep.
coming out of trouble.
Short line out, a really good tactical adjustment. The aerial supremacy Nudgee have enjoyed up to this point. Let's see if this helps.
Again,
Not
not hitting
quite.
the mark. Rampagey Bullymore. Nasser over the top again. Good. He's been very busy. Tupou handles it. Falls off one tackle. Comes back for another shot. Olodi. He likes the open ribs. JJ.
Roll out. Get on him. Stay on your feet.
So just slowing things down.
Stay
Nudgee,
up, stay up.
as they did last week, just picking and driving, taking their time.
Hold it. No hands. Hold back, hold back. Stay on your feet.
Just enjoying watching this rugby at the moment. It's been really good, tight play. Nudgee just inching forward, but Terrace's defence have been very good. Lala tries to take on Lucas. Falls
Terrace
over.
hard on the breakdown
Hold it.
immediately.
Short side back, step. Use.
Harry Bergen. Bergen just holding on. Opposite number Joe Cotton. The 2 hookers been very good this afternoon.
Hold it.
Got to be close.
Short. On the line.
It's his patience. Nudgee inching closer and closer. Wilson underneath the tackle. Slow down's the call.
Jeffries goes
That
in
could
for
be
number
another
2.
Try time. Well,
The big lock forward. Dangerous from close range. And the lead swings back to Nudgee College. How about that? What a great start. 0 tries all season. And then in the biggest game of the year, Jeffries comes up big with 2.
well, you'd take those every day of the week, wouldn't you? 2 tries for the big second row and 2 completely different tries. One a little bit further out and the other one a pick and drive.
Now Rungahuna with a big kick. Take that to 3 points. It's been a miserable day for an accomplished goal kicker who's just not been having a great time out in these conditions. Well, it's Terrace grandstand, making themselves heard. And away again.
Well, hasn't been the happiest day or the boot.
Well, Nudgee College, if they were perfect with the boot, would be ahead 24-14, I think. Well, they didn't need the kick. The lead is theirs for now. But I wonder what Terrace will have in way of reply in the next 20 minutes.
Lucas. Taken. Just over the top.
So, lost forward by Red. Okay.
Unfortunately,
Lost forward by Red.
Elodie just
Into
could not
touch or
get
just play the
hands
scrum?
onto the ball.
Hey, you've got the option if you want. Yeah, scrum.
Yeah, I think definitely the right call. The conditions, dangerous line out. Throwers, catchers, jumpers, lifters even. Scrum much more stable.
Fucking go,
Go long. Go long. On your bind, please, go long.
And here the Terrace boys, words of encouragement for their loose head prop, Oliver Macklin.
Bind!
Great shot of the loose and tight head
Set.
props. Macklin's head just a little bit
Behind
bent.
the ball.
And Ethan Bullimore, the Brisbane Broncos, starting the second rower from their game against the Sydney Roosters last week now.
Austin steps around. Oh, he
that's
can't
a shot.
get beaten by
Malala.
Malala. Oh, Malala. Lucas just doesn't put much on that one this time. Cannot get past Douglas Denduck.
Kick
Oh,
coming.
and this will be a difficult effort to contain.
Rangahuna.
Olodi does well.
Out Red!
Perk this time probably would like to take that one again. But well chased through. Tom Jeffries takes the ball. Hunt looking out to the fly half. It's just been a bit of a kickathon the last few minutes.
This is an excellent kick.
In this kind of weather, you want to be coming out of trouble.
And I think Nudgee certainly sort of getting their foot onto the throat here. Choking a bit of life out of this Terrace team with this incisive kicking game. Rangahuna been very precise this half. On the hand at least.
Right in front of Nudgee's crowd. Lake Shoup. Wind is a little bit stronger than the first half.
Oh,
but
Webster again.
Lucas right foot, left foot step, gets around two. See some space down the right-hand side. Puts it onto his right foot. All kicks up just outside the 22-metre line. Let's him up.
Good
That was
play.
by Phoenix Hunt.
Great play, Isaac Lucas.
Just reloading. There's
Let's go,
You're
brothers, go.
outside now, Blue! Hold there.
3 or 4 yards. There's Litchfield.
Hold 1, 6!
Comes deep, all hits a deck. The bounce of the rugby ball goes round. And Sandkirk find Lauren Ralston.
Ronnie tackled well.
As we know, Ralston over the Western Force now. Well, that's Lachlan Campbell. He's taken the opportunity as a big front rower.
Well, have
That's
you
called-
seen many like that?
That's called a brain snap. Ball's in front.
I mean, it's the sort of play that gives front row forwards a bad name, isn't it?
Well, I think in 2020, he might have seen yellow in that one there by professional foul, but Ken Campbell, at least,
Oh, look, there's the ball.
at least he can scrum.
Well, Terrace back on the front foot.
There's some At the back place with big Harry Wilson. Just trying to get the arm free. But Tupou equal to the task. Ralston. Now we can actually see Nudgee's tactic, not even committing anyone to the breakdown.
But Terrace absolutely building now. You just see some urgency in this play.
Wilson finds out the backdoor pass. Bergen. Couple of metres out. He'll score. Well, what about that? Big Harry Wilson putting a right arm round the back. Try time, Harry Bergen.
That is a piece of magic. And Harry Bergen, try number 1. First of the season, you won't score better than that on the biggest of stages. What about the play? Harry, how do you contort your body to that angle to pop that ball back? I have no idea.
Well,
he must be a mathematician, a trigonometric expert. Working the angles like a maths whiz.
well, just when you're confident, things like that just stick, doesn't it? It's either your day or not your day. And Harry Bergen had a lot of work to do. 5 metres out, he had the presence of mind that no one was on top of him. Got up and scored a try.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, in the space of 10 minutes, Gregory Terrace have flipped the script on its head. In the past 30 years, they've only won 3 matches. And now these boom efforts. Harry Wilson, the runaway try. Harry Wilson, the offload, finding Harry Bergen. Have put Gregory Terrace in the driver's seat once again. This could be win number 4 coming up very, very soon.
And a very high percentage of Harrys in the Gregory Terrace forward pack. 3 out of the 8.
Aren't there?
Jeez. So, 19-15 with 14 to go. Goes deep, Ralston. Well, the sideline loved that one.
Oh, look across this Nudgee crowd. There's stunned silence. They cannot believe their eyes. Their first 15s played so well all year. Have just conceded up 2 worldies. Beautiful work, small.
Better line out this time. Bullimore just can't hold that ball, but he can see exactly what Nudgee trying to do. Just trying to get that inside, that middle third.
And the cookie is just not crumbling Nudgee's way. You hear the words from the try scorer, Harry Bergen, calling for discipline. He knows. Right now, this match is Terrace's to lose. If they can hang on from here, they've done it. Just over 10 minutes to play.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
So perfect scrummaging by both teams. Just coming, tilting around a little bit.
Oh, that pressure from Nudgee.
Taking around the corner. Flanker.
Yeah, Ollie Macklin, the loose head prop, has come up with some claret on the face.
What about Ed Painter just wiping it off with his arm? What a teammate. I don't know if you could do that in COVID-19 or in these days or if ever. Oh, that is a real good touch finder with plenty of on that kick.
No, you're fine. Let's play on.
So Harry Bergen will throw in with just over 12 minutes to go.
Fine. We're playing on. We're playing on.
Webster's been excellent in the air, hasn't he? All day long.
Wilson trying to find the dominant breakdown. Referee gets in the way. That was the inside pass. Kick around from Kirk. Kirk with a right foot kick.
Oh, and Douglas has got some work to do. Oh, that's a high tackle. Well,
High?
Definitely high. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm happy with just the penalty, but
Got it. Let's keep him down, please. Number 11.
It was just a lazy effort,
High
wasn't
tackle.
it? Come in, it was
There's
Young
the
went out,
contact,
made
that's wrong.
contact, thought, yep, that's me done. I've done a mistake there. Tight angle for Rangahuna.
And the two wingers giving each other a high five, saying it was real, it's an accident, that's good sportsmanship. So all the work for
Wow.
Nudgee to do coming out of trouble. 19-15. And you can probably see that's what Terrace's job now is, to keep them down in this. Well, Bullymore gets about 25 metres.
Well, the border from Emerald knows how to go forward.
I think their outside backs are really testing the referee's patience out there, but he says no.
Oh, Jeffries, what a hit.
Jeffrey
Plucks
tries.
the fullback.
Oh, what
out
can't
of
he?
thin air.
What can't he do?
Hold in front.
Lucas, not the nicest looking kick of the world, but has the right effect. Rangahuna, right foot step, beats one. Can't beat the open line flanker of Tweedy. Wow.
Oh, who's that going to stand up? Who gets the pat on the back
Harry
here?
Webster was at number 8.
Well, hasn't he coming to his own the second half? He's not the big ball carrying number 8 you probably expect from the position these days. But gee, doesn't he make influence on this team in the air, at the line out, in the breakdown with his tackling work? Absolutely tireless.
I was going to say in the first half we didn't see much of him. He was in there doing that dirty work, and now when everything loosens up a little bit, he's really into his element. You're exactly right. This time, everyone thought that went a bit wonky, but except for the referee.
Use!
Nasser kicking and driving.
Stay on your feet, Red.
Well, for Nudgee College now, if there's a chance to win it back, they've got to take it.
Snatches at the back. Harry Webster with the tackle. Number 8 on 8, Joe Small.
The settling carry. Oh, Terrace aren't rolling out of there.
Hold there. Use.
Rangahuna gets a good purchase on that.
Oh, an
Probably wanted to
ordinary kick.
Go over the sideline. Ralston. Plenty of Nudgee bodies around, but he seems to get the one back.
Now options either way.
The other Ralston just coughs it up, but
Stay on your
it's
feet.
okay.
Hands off.
Edie.
Oh, Willie!
Edie pops that one back inside. Wow.
Well, could have been the try of the season. The floating speculator on the inside.
We can see
Oh.
that just seems to be a sixth fence. Sam Kirk and Will Edie just kick over the top to me. I'll take it every time.
Oh, they're reading each other beautifully. It's almost like the NBA fans out there. Chris Paul to DeAndre Jordan with those lob passes. It's really the same principle. Kirk puts it up there. Edie goes and gets it.
Or maybe even Larry Singh stock to Cal Bruton back in the 80s. Oh, we're not talking the 80s Brisbane Bullets, are we? No.
Hey, that's beyond me, Chet.
I didn't know what you were talking about the NBA, so I thought that'd be a good reference.
Well, 13 tries for Edie and a whole bunch of them on the back of chasing down these kicks in these Terrace halves. It really put a lot of stress on opposition back threes all season long. Pretty sure Edie scored 20 tries in total across his 2 years. One of Terrace's finest strike weapons.
Ralston. Just this contact there, Ralston. He's been well wrapped up this afternoon, but still going. Byron Ralston.
And perhaps the greatest accolade for Edie is that he got voted in unanimously by the GPS coaches for Team of the Year over Jordan Pataya. How's that for talent from Edie?
Scrum blue.
Well, Nudgee College, not the position they want to be in at all. With 6.5 minutes to play. Maroon deep within their half. 7 minutes to play. 95 metres to go.
So this is where The scrummage on both teams, either attacking or defensive. It really comes down to pressure now. Macklin and Shoop with the two big bulls headbutting each other.
And the one thing that Terrace can't afford to do now, well, A, they've got to make their tackles. That's a non-negotiable. But two, they cannot afford to give away a penalty and let Nudgee piggyback themselves up this field.
Big scrum here, boys. Fucking big.
It's worked before the ball.
As the Terrace boys trying to strum up some energy. They're tired. There's been no substitutions made at all. It's the same starting pack.
Free engagements, AP lads. Free engagements. Get under him, boss. I got you. Yeah, Kelly.
Crouch.
Right, fucking with him. 30 seconds.
Fine.
So
Set.
a big call from Sam Kirk to Tom Kelly, pressure on. Body height. Good scrum. Good exit here for Many. We haven't said his name much this afternoon.
Hold there.
PJ Many, but that's exactly what you want to have out of your inside centre. Rangahuna. Oh, the ball close. Bergen coming close to the sideline. Geez, that was tiptoeing very dangerously down the sideline here.
Well, now Terrace again knocking on the door.
Ralston, they're shooting out of the line too. It'd be very dangerous to be shooting out of the line against guys like Isaac Lucas.
There it is. Hold there
Dog's
now.
breakfast in there. Hunt.
That's a brilliant kick. No one at home for Gregory Terrace.
Wow, that is a real pressure reliever.
How about Phoenix Hunt? That's brilliant from the base of the ruck.
Well, it came down. Terrace took that ball in, and whoever turned that over, and Phoenix Hunt looking around, no one at home, and that's a real pressure relief.
We talked about Sam Kirk being brilliant with his kicks from the base of the ruck. Phoenix Hunt, absolutely no mug. And both of them wound up with the East Tigers. Of course, Kirk, one of three brothers to play first 15 for Gregory Terrace, all of them halfbacks. Lockie, Sam, and Will.
And there's that man, Harry Webster, coming into his own, as we said before.
I thought that ball boy had the actual game ball. Oh,
Wilson, out the back, flicks it.
Poetry in motion from Wilson.
Finding Ralston. Kirk,
Hold in front.
another kick down the ground. Oh, that man again. Tom
The
Jeffries.
giraffe on the move, galloping
No hands.
across the plains of the Serengeti.
No airs and graces there. Rangahuna, final runners. Bullymore. Ethan Bullymore, just his job is to take that ball forward. Good run. Delacourt. Hear that sloshing of mud. Just a little chip. Seems to be a bit of a chess game at the moment. Kirk.
Malala shuts it down.
Well, Kirk just couldn't get that ball away from his body.
Well, it was the blindside shot from Malala that had Kirk in the position where he wasn't able to contort himself. This was to his support. It was Nudgee College now. This is their opportunity. Under 3 minutes. A penalty goal to put them on the doorstep of the 22. And for Gregory Terrace now, there should be a whole stadium shifting to the edge of their seat. Could this be heartbreak again? 30 years, just 3 wins to show. Could Nudgee rip this from their grasp once again? Huge line out.
Oh, that was a big one.
Terrace.
That was a big one in the contest of the game. And a big boot. Gets down the 22 halfway line. Deadluck Douglas.
Stripped. Edie.
Stripped. He's just not scoring them. He's saving them as well.
They're working down this blindside Terrace. I think they're just chewing up the clock. And they won't mind this at all. They've pushed Nudgee back 30 metres.
Come on over here, fellas. It's too wet there.
And the clock rapidly turning into an enemy for Nudgee College.
You'd rather be having the scrum on this side of the halfway than down to your 22. But again, the lineouts have been very inconsistent today.
Yeah, you'll hear both sidelines in full voice, egging their teams on. The last 2 minutes of GPS rugby, were a good 75% of the players on this field. Their defining memories will be made right now.
Bind. Set.
And Nudgee, a world away.
Finds Rangahure.
Strong carry from Tupou, skiddling defenders.
So Tupou getting to his front. Charged down by Wilson. Harry Wilson again.
Not again.
He's done it again.
The foot race.
It's a foot race. There's TJ Many. And Wilson lets him go on the ground. Referee says no.
You can't dive on top of the player on the ground. Stay up.
Well, the
One to
penalty
go. To
for
go
Terrace,
You've still got time.
they'll be cheering that again. In the space of 2 minutes, they've forced Nudgee back 80 whole metres.
I think Harry Wilson thought, I've given him enough time on the ground. I'm sure he can do this. But they're going to run it. They have to. They're going to have to go
Well, they're in
80
final
metres.
play. Oh, no. Oh, well, that could have been it. Good night, nurse.
Seamus Tweedy again penalised.
And the pressure on this Gregory Terrace team, their best in 12 seasons. They've got to do the unthinkable and hold Nudgee out.
Give it to the man who goes forward all day.
Well, what a valiant effort from Jeffries, regardless of result.
TJ Many.
Oh, the
Many.
line break!
TJ Many looking around. There's a line break. Everybody in Terrace's grandstand, hearts in the mouth.
Oh, fingernails, shoots.
Wow. What about that one? Well, that's time.
Will Eadie, hand on heart.
Well, there's the passion.
Well, the sea of red rolling down from the grandstand. For the little brother, this is the biggest moment of their rugby careers.
Well, you can see the jubilation. 19-15. TJ Many just breaking the line with seconds to go. And that's it.
And stunned silence on the Nudgee sideline. Of course, the reason for jubilation, it's not just beating Nudgee College for Terrace, that rare feat. As of right now, depending on this result over at Thurston Road, this match could have won them a share of their first premiership since 2004. And that's what they're celebrating right now. As far as they can tell, they've done what they need to do. There's one hand on the GPS Premiership Trophy.
So as we know, the game over the other side of the town was 20 minutes delayed, so it was a big bit of a stressful time for both these.
So the double take commentary team at the moment, we see this Nudgee, they're heartbroken, soul crushing. It means so much to both players, both teams on either side of this field right now as they go through the handshakes, but the attention of the crowd turned immediately to our double take live stream from Thurston Road. 12-9 was the halftime score. The rain delay forced that match to be delayed by 20 minutes. So the fate of this premiership number 11 for Terrace hangs in the balance over at State High. And we had at our camera crew position just an army of Terrace students, parents, the whole shebang, all crowded around, straining to catch a glimpse of our live stream. At this point, the score 12 all after that 20-minute rain delay that you referred to, Michael Chettle. Look at that, Helani Ford Stevens, Byron Ralston, both those boys will be back the following year for another epic installment in round one of the Battle of the Colours, where Rajan Pasatara on debut kicks Nudgee to a win. One of the great rivalries. And we're going to take you over to live pictures. Well, I suppose it was live at the time, pictures from Thurston Road. But for now, we're just going to soak up some of this atmosphere from Tennyson.
Well, you just.
So the reason for this celebration now, news has just gone up, the TSS have hit the lead. They don't know if it's full time, they think so.
Well, in this day and age, how pumped are the young fellas? Don't be disappointed. It's a...
It was Jordan Rogers on screen, the winger who missed out on this game with a broken hand. And speaking to a few of the stars of this Terrace team, Isaac Lucas and Harry Wilson this week, both of them say they remember this game like the back of their hand. It's right up there, the greatest memories of their school careers.
So as we start to look at the jubilation of Gregory Terrace, we're going to start to wrap up and we're going to take you across the road where all the action is. Wimbledon State High, TSS.
Determine whether this celebration is all for North.
And enjoy. Thank you for joining us once again.
6.5. Let's go, let's go. Let's leave him, leave him. Let's go, let's go. Out, 5, out. Keep going. The Bloods. Six and a half. 6.5. Let's go, let's go. Let's leave him, leave him. Let's go, let's go. Out, 5, out. Keep going. The Bloods. He's not in your way. Yeah, we can still take the kick. So, thank you.
I'm aware last how much times.
5.5.
Get it out, Neil. Get on him. Work around, just right. Get on him. On him. Leave it. Over, get on him, Jack, left! Work! Go. Closer. Get on him, closer! Two minutes. Wait, bandage. Roll away! Roll away!
Go. 20 seconds. That's it.
That's it. Shh, tell him, that's it.